Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Naked Rider Joe, and I'm back at it again. This time, I want to go over a breakdown of all my winter gear that I wear up here inside Oregon. A couple key notes is that I am a owner of a Suzuki GSX-8S is what I ride, and I commute to work every single day, Monday through Friday on my bike. That's how I get there. The second thing to note is that I live in Oregon, and a couple things about it is that when it comes to the weather, during the winter time, you get a lot of rain is what you get. We don't get hardly any snow, but you get a ton of rain is what will happen on there. So the other piece is that it does get a little bit colder in the winter time. So it can get as cold as about the 30s and 40s is what it can be. So riding my motorcycle in the winter time is basically me trying to watch out for rain, me also trying to watch out for cold weather. So that's really what my gear is designed. I don't have to worry about snow, all fine. When it comes to ice, all fine on that also too on there. So I'm gonna go over my full gear, but actually I gotta go to work. So what I'm gonna try to do is take a video of me riding to work. I know it's Sunday, but I still gotta go up there, go take care of some business. And then I'm gonna ride back home, and then I'll strip down and show you guys all the different gear that I have. I also want to show you what the typical Oregon rain looks like. I know that you guys can, you can barely see it, but it's this kind of spitting rain that just comes down and down. You can see a little bit of the drain there. You can see some of it hit the ground. It's not a heavy rain. You don't typically need umbrella. Typically there's not that much wind either, but it's like a constant rain is what happens. And this happens all throughout the winter and early spring. So it's not like the Florida rain where shit goes sideways, or Texas where you got thunder and lightning. It's constant dripping of the rain. This is what the street looks like with a small amount of rain. This is what the highway looks like with the rain coming down. And this is how dark it gets at night. So let me give you a breakdown of all my gear. First thing first, you got my helmet. Everybody's got a helmet. There's nothing special about that. But one thing I do highly recommend, really any time of the year, is that you got to put on some earplugs. And hopefully you guys can see it pretty good. You got earplugs. These are just regular standard earplugs. You can take buy the cheap ones. You can get more expensive ones. Some that actually designed for motorcycles, but I like these because I can lose them, I can throw away. I buy a big old box of 100 and I just use them, toss them, all that kind of good stuff on there. Don't have anything to worry about. Don't cry about anything, and it's all good. Second thing is, I want to show you this piece I wear as a scarf around my neck. It just helps to keep my neck warm in the cold weather. This is an actual hoodie that is designed for snowboarding. I used to wear when I go snowboarding, I put this thing on, but I'll just put it right around my neck just to keep my neck warm when it gets cold outside. All good there. I want to show you guys this thing over here. This is obviously it's my helmet, but you can see that there's the visor, the anti-fog protector that's on the inside of it. I showed an installation video of me installing it a few while ago. You can even see that there's right along here on the edge, there's all kind of fog that will come from my breathing, and you'll see some that's on the other side, but it does not fog up. So this is really helpful, especially as it gets cold outside, because it's much easier for the fog to get up. I don't have to worry about spraying it. I installed it one time and then that's it. That's all you have to do on there. The other thing that I like to use in the wintertime is actually the Rain-X. I use Rain-X for plastic that goes on the outside, and that keeps actually the rain from just staying there. It'll beat up and then fall away. With all these products, you don't necessarily have to use any that I use. I just recommend, I'm not getting paid for it. I'm not affiliate, anything like that. I'm just trying to describe you guys some things that are helpful for me. Next thing is my waterproof backpack. This is really important to have, especially inside the rain months, is to have some type of backpack. I bring my lunch in this. I will bring also my work laptop whenever I want to come home and do some additional work. I'll bring this inside, and along with any papers and folders and all that kind of stuff is what I put inside. So this is, oh, all right, there we go. Not chafing you guys around, but you can see it just keeps everything nice and dry. I do recommend that you gotta be real careful when it comes to buying a backpack. One is you gotta make sure as far as the size that it can be the size that you need. The second thing is that sometimes they don't distinguish between water resistant and waterproof. And what you really want is waterproof. So that way nothing gets wet at all. And I highly recommend if you buy it, just go ahead and take your time and take out to the backyard, take a garden hose and just spray it all over to make sure that it's truly waterproof and not just water resistant. So this thing is waterproof, and I've been out in rain all the time in it, and it works like a charm. Hey guys, next thing up is these gloves. And honestly, my hands, they're kind of always cold. So when I get into cold weather, it gets super cold. So I just went to the store and just bought some gloves that were just expensive. It turns out, Gore-Tex on there. I don't know anything about Gore-Tex or all that kind of technology. But the Alpine Stars, these gloves work really well. I'll put the actual description inside when it comes to, and put inside the video, the actual name of it. But these gloves, they got knuckle protection and they work really well. The one thing about them is obviously they got this piece that lets it extend out. And I will wear the actual gloves over on the top of my sleeves. I've done it multiple different ways. Sorry guys. All right. Even though I got the wrong hand on, but I've done it multiple different ways where I wear the sleeve on the outside or the glove on the outside. It actually works so much better to have the glove on the outside. I've been worn where I had one tucked in and the other one was on the outside. But this is a way to wear it, obviously not with the wrong hand or some shit like that. But you want to wear that glove on the outside is what I recommend. Hey, next up is these things. Not my pants, of course, but these are waterproof booties is what they are. Highly recommend that. They just come in really well, really clutch. The other thing about these is that they, not only are they waterproof, but they're wind resistant also. So when it gets really cold outside, I'm talking about in the 30s and below, you can pop these things on and it's gonna help block out the wind so that there's no chance of any type of wind getting inside as far as with these boots. But they work really well. I recommend them. They're easy to put on and easy to put off. I wouldn't walk around too much in these just because they're thin. These things are probably last one season, and then you probably have to throw them away because they'll rip or something like that. But as far as you riding to your destination, then getting off your motorcycle and then immediately taking these things off, that's what I recommend to do with those on there. So these are the waterproof booties. Hey, one thing I forgot to add was that another good thing about these is they help prevent wind from coming up your leg. These booties, they block all the wind so that they don't, without them, there's a chance that you can get wind that comes up the leg, goes all the way up here, and gets you all cold inside. So even when it's just cold, not really raining, it's good to put the booties on so that way you can block all the wind from coming up into your body also. Next up is the shoes that I wear when I go for a ride. These are by this company, it's called ILM, and these shoes are basically waterproof and wind resistant. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. They're not waterproof. They are water resistant is what they are. So you can get water on the sides, you can get water on here, water over there, and by no means will it get your feet wet. If you get water in here, your feet are gonna get wet. So I would not call these shoes truly waterproof. I looked all over trying to get some real waterproof boots, and the ones that I could find, they didn't fit me right, or they didn't fit the motorcycle I got having a sport bike. So I decided to go with these to help as far as blocking some of the wind, some of the actual rain that can come on in. That was even before I got those booties. I got these things first. I do recommend, as far as getting some type of wind resistant, at least water resistant boots, and not going with your summertime boots. My summertime boots, they're really designed for hot weather. They let in all the air. And unfortunately with these, they help block some of the actual air. One thing to note is these are not truly actually motorcycle shoes. Although they look like it because you got the little toe piece right here. When you look over here, you can see that it's not really rated. There's normally numbers here that'll show you, hey, these things are rated. So you can wear them as motorcycle shoes, but they're not truly motorcycle shoes. They're just some cheaper version of motorcycle boots. And they do the job on there as far as as far as protecting my feet in the actual winter and with some of the rain. A key point is that they do have higher quality, better, truly water resistant and wind resistant boots that you can wear. But I always found those things were super expensive and they were more designed for touring bikes, for cruisers than sport bikes. All right, next up guys is the jacket. So I went out and I tried for the longest time not to get any type of winter jacket, but you gotta have one and you need something that can block out the wind, something that can block out the rain. So this is the jacket I got. I got it from a local store is what I'm getting. Now they did come with other colors, but I wanted this high visibility color is what I wanted just to make sure because sometimes when I'm riding, it gets dark at night. I shouldn't say sometimes. In the wintertime, it gets dark. Up here in Oregon, it gets pitch black by the time it gets to 5 o'clock. So as a result, I just wanted something that I could wear, could block out the wind, block out the rain, and keep me nice and warm is what I wanted. It does have a liner into it so that you can take that out. And it does have some vents on it also so that you can let in some air. But probably at about 70 degrees is when this jacket actually gets way too hot and you need to wear something else just because it's too much as far as with keeping in the heat. So I recommend some type of waterproof, wind resistant jacket that can help keep you warm. And it works out really well. One thing to note, and just to come back later on, as far as this collar, as you can see, it's a button collar. And you can see that there's a chance that it can let in some actual air, and as a result, it can let in some rain inside here. So that's why I got another piece that I wear with this whenever I know that there's gonna be some heavy rain. But if there's light rain, if I know it's gonna be sprinkling, if I know that it just rained, or I'm like, hey, I don't mind if I'm gonna get somewhat wet, I'll be fine with this. It can block out really a lot of stuff is what it can. Only if it's super heavy rain, do I try to get something different is what I will. And I'll show you guys that in just a second. I want to show you guys this on the back of the jacket. This is a zipper and it's got a stretchy part to it is what it does. For the longest time, I didn't know what this stuff was and what it really meant. I've had this on other jackets and I just never thought about it. I was like, oh, it's kind of weird on there. Well, these are actually for the pants. And what happened is a lot of times the people that make jackets, they'll make pants that can attach. And this is really critical, it's really crucial as far as trying to be wind, water resistant, and trying to block out the cold. Because as you ride on a motorcycle, your pants are gonna be shifting around. They're gonna be moving around a little bit. Even if you wear the tightest pants or whatnot, motorcycle pants, they're still gonna be shifting. And what happened is this thing helps keep it in place. This is the top part of the zipper. The bottom part is on the actual back of the motorcycle pants. You can take this and you can buckle it up. And it just really is the key in order to really keep yourself nice and dry, because if your pants shift too low, especially in that rider position that you're in when you're leaning forward, you will just wind up getting a lot of water that'll just kind of creep its way inside. So I do recommend, as far as with pants or the jacket, you got to get the combo. Excellent. And speaking of keep you warm, got my actual pants. So these are the pants that go with those jacket, and it is waterproof, wind resistant, all that kind of good stuff is what really happens. There we go. Now we got the pants. Probably a better view than what you guys were seeing before. All right, so these are pants that I wear, and like I mentioned before, as far as with the back part, where you can attach it to the actual top of the pants. And this helps keep it in place so that these things don't start riding low on you and having all kind of problems. But there we go. We got the pants themselves. As far as they're waterproof, they're wind resistant. It goes all the way up the zipper part, which is really nice. And it goes all the way up to the top so that if I want to, I can take off the pants without removing my boots. which is convenient sometimes when things get wet. But do recommend getting some motorcycle pants. These also got knee pads inside of them. These things go for 200 bucks, but again, like I mentioned, I got on Facebook Market for $40. So you can get some pretty good deals if you just keep looking around. By the way, guys, so this is actually what I wear to work. I'm one of those people, I'm allowed to wear business casual. And I was like, hey, I'm just gonna go full polo is what I do. It gets cold, obviously, so I wear an undershirt. Even gets cold in the office. And I'll wear a t-shirt, white t-shirt. I'll wear the black undershirt, and then I'll wear a shirt on top so that I got lots of layers. And that's one of those things that's really important, is to make sure that you keep lots and lots of layers on you, even when you're riding out on your motorcycle. You can probably wear some more if I wanted to, but. And last, we got this big boy right here. The full suit is what we're looking at, guys. So this suit is lightweight, so you can't wear it even if you're inside a warm environment. The material is pretty thin. Maybe get 1 or 2 seasons, probably 2 seasons out of it before something rips or something happens to it. But this is really convenient whenever there's heavy rain, when it's coming down, cats and dogs. To put this thing on, it works really well. It will keep zero water will get inside you. Even a collar, like I mentioned before, that collar with my jacket, it was more like a button collar, and you couldn't tighten it up enough to make sure no water gets inside. This one has this actual Velcro collar, if I can get in picture. And what's convenient with this, it actually makes sure as far as that no water gets inside, because you just Velcro it up nice and tight, boom. And you can choke yourself with it and keep all the actual water from getting inside on there. So even with this part over here, you can actually, because of the way it's designed with this Velcro, it comes in really handy where you don't have to necessarily wear this on the outside. You can wear this on the outside or inside, whichever way you want. And because you can Velcro it up so tight that it doesn't really matter, it's gonna keep a really good solid fit when it comes to you and your gloves. But I'll wear this when I know it's gonna be heavy rain and I'm trying to stay 100% dry. I'll put this thing on and I will have no problems, no issues. It's also good when there's extreme cold. By the way, this is my office. As you guys can see here, I'm super lucky that I'm in an environment where I can put my helmet, my shoes. I bring a couple sweaters to work because it does get cold inside. Bring a couple towels because it gets, if anything were to happen and I were to get wet or for any reason, then I can always just wipe off with the towel. I can put things like my earplugs and stuff like that in there is what I can do. And I got over here where I can hang up my bag. Always hang it up upside down if it gets wet on the outside. Along with my waterproof booties, the shoes, the jacket and the pants. Hey guys, so those are all the items that I use to stay nice and warm and out of water in the wintertime. So I've been riding every single day and I'll use a combination of those things. Usually I'll wear the jacket and the pants, and only when it's really cold or there's a lot of rain will I wear those actual, the one-piece suit is what I'll do. I'll wear the boots in the cold weather just because my feet get cold, my hands and feet, whatever reason, they always get cold. So when it gets in the 30s, I'll make sure to put the booties on so that way I'm just nice and warm with my feet. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's some gear that you wear or something that I'm missing that you think would be pretty helpful, or let me know if you guys found something that you say, hey, maybe there's something better that I should be looking forward to or looking out for. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you guys' time, and you guys stay safe and have a great day.